Welcome to the Clubhouse podcast, exclusively brought to you by Ausmerican Aces. Our podcast will be going live every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.
The Clubhouse is our new talk show. We'll be chatting a little bit of the NRL, a little bit of sports cards, and a little bit of everything else that's going on in our lives.
Please make sure you have subscribed to all our channels and are also following us on social media at Ausmerican Aces so that you don't miss a beat.
Righto, let's get into the show. All right, welcome back. Episode 4 of the Clubhouse. Special episode this time. We've got a guest, the PNG A380, big Xavier Coates, mate. So welcome in. Thanks for coming on. Obviously, first guest of the Clubhouse. So we've put the poll out the other night. Plenty of questions from fans. I reckon there would have been over 200 easily. So just goes to show how big of a name you are, mate. So we appreciate you coming on and welcome.
Oh, thanks for having me, boys. Happy to be here.
All good, all good. We
Big Bowen 737 comes in the building, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I
Couldn't find a tarmac to put him down, but it's all right. We'll find something.
He's landed here in the beautiful Abbotsford studio. Obviously, a bit of a rainy day today outside, but that's all right. Nice place to be, regardless. No, what's been happening? Obviously, training this morning.
Yeah, training this morning. Had a school visit with a few of the boys, Harry and Tui. Went to Yarra Primary School, so had a little clinic there. Played a bit of footy, and yeah, now I'm here. So
beautiful,
pretty crazy day.
Was it big at the Yarra school? Like, was rugby league massive there? Did anyone know any of the boys, or did
anyone know?
Nah, I think some of them were faking it, but they were putting on a brave face. They're all AFL.
Two big boys though. You and Buller would have looked pretty. They would have known you as athletes, and then Harry, they would have been like, teacher.
One of the kids went up to Belzer and said, "What footy team do you support?" And Belzer said, "Storm." And he's like, "No, I'm talking about footy." And Belzer's like, "Oh." He got rattled.
He's a Hawthorn man, isn't he?
I think so.
He would have said Hawthorn. Yeah,
Hawthorn?
I think he's a
Alistair
Hawthorn
Clarkson,
man.
I think he's mates with him. But so he probably goes for North now, the shin bonus.
He would have been rattled. Surprised he didn't swear at him or something.
Speaking about AFL, do you have a team down here yet, Xavier?
Yes, it took me a little bit, but since we've been training in sort of the same facilities, the Melbourne Demons. Jumped on with the Melbourne Demons. I didn't know much about AFL beforehand, living on the Goldie and Brizzy. And then since I've come down here, speaking to a few of the boys, the Melbourne Demons boys, I had to jump on to support those boys.
Favourite player? You got a favourite player out of the boys? Or favourite person? I know you talked to a couple of them.
Yeah, probably like Christian Petrarca, Clayton Oliver. They're the main names sort of getting around. Probably those boys, they're pretty good players.
Yeah, is it true you played a bit of AFL or did a bit of scouting or something?
Nah, not true. I was into my athletics growing up, so I think that's played a bit of a part, helping me out in rugby league. But I didn't play AFL. I couldn't kick to save my life growing up, but I'm a little bit better now.
I've seen you kicking at training. You got a little nice
I'm getting a little bit better.
So
you'd be a good connection.
I think you'd be good at set goals, I reckon, because you take your time and you really think about it. But I think off the cuff, I think you might rattle yourself a little bit there, mate.
I've got pretty long strides, so if I was trying to kick a ball with long strides, I reckon I'll be shanking it majority of the time.
But you at the front, I think you'd be up there with one of the best to catch the ball. I'd give that. I reckon you'd have a fair few marks. You'd be up there with Charlie Curnow, I reckon. Yeah,
Curnow I reckon.
You'd be tagged a fair bit, I reckon, at the back. So
I'd be able to catch the ball, but kick it, that's another story.
I reckon if you set up and you caught it, I reckon you might be all right.
Yeah.
So we have a little opening tradition on the potty where we do a little icebreaker to start us off. So no one gets to see it before, but I've just got it sent in now. So we're going to go around. I reckon we're going to open it up with you two. You're going to start us off.
Pressure's on.
So drum roll in, but the first icebreaker is, would you rather be the biggest superstar basketball player ever on a losing basketball team that never makes the finals at all? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Biggest superstar basketball player ever on a losing basketball team that never makes the finals at all? Or warm the bench on a 3-time championship winning team and no one will ever remember you?
That's so tough, man. So it's pretty much, am I a team player or am I in it for myself?
No one's going to, it's either rings or third-party agreements.
Oh, man. And cash.
Gosh, that is so difficult.
But you think if you're a 3-time championship, no one's remembering you either. So
yeah, so like it's like you've done it for no reason, really.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
So like even in like,
but you're a sixth man.
So like even documentaries and stuff come out, like you're just not even.
Well, yeah, it says warm the bench. So I'm assuming not getting on some days.
He might be like Luke Longley from the Bulls that didn't get a chance.
He was all right.
He was
a gun. I know he was a gun, but he never done the last dance. I never asked him.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
That's all.
He's a gun. He's an Aussie icon.
True.
Man, I would probably go. It sounds bad, but I'll probably go the superstar status.
Right,
I'll go superstar status.
No, at least you're
you
honest.
do walk around the club like you do. Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit.
yeah, you got a bit of swagger about you.
What about you boys? You taking the rings or are you securing those deals?
I'm taking the rings.
So you're taking the rings?
I'm taking the
bench
rings.
warmer.
I'm bench warming. I'm taking the rings.
Team.
I'm sitting at home. And I'll wear the rings all everywhere, baby. I'll wear them bling bling all on my fingers. I reckon that's me. I reckon play the game to win a competition. I was a young kid wanting to play grand
You're not
final.
playing.
So.
You're on the bench.
You don't take part.
Yeah, but I still get a ring. I would have played during the season, boys. What I mean?
No,
You're on the bench.
You haven't even played the regular season
You
games.
can't say that. No, it doesn't say that. So.
see?
And so I get games. You just said I'm warming the bench around the big games. So I'm not the big game player. I'm
Out of
just,
the 82 games, you played 5.
I played 5, and I was still
You
I
get
still
the
help the
ring.
And they were
boys out.
blowouts. They were proper
Blowouts, and I come on with the last 2 minutes of the game, and had 4 turnovers.
What about you, dudes?
Nah, I don't know. It can't be not playing. I'd rather be playing than not playing. So, and if you're playing in a superstar, go that. Get a good
You
deal.
don't make any finals. Long holidays.
Request a trade.
True.
Request a trade.
They said
and then
you can't request a trade.
There's no T's and C's on that
no
thing.
T's and
They just
C's.
keep adding it on until
As long
they
as
change their
you-
mind.
I'm requesting a trade. I'm out of here.
Oh, yeah, I'm the same. I'm just gonna request a trade at the end of the year, but I don't know if I could deal with not playing. But then, yeah, I don't know.
But then,
Then again,
that
it
is
is-
a tough
yeah.
one.
I've got 3 rings.
You know what?
I've got 3 rings.
with
I'm
ya.
still getting
I'm
paid
with
$5
ya.
million a year.
I'm with ya.
Not 30 mil. Yeah, 30 mil. I can still live off $5 million a year.
Yeah, you know what? You know
Still
what you
living
can
the
do?
dream.
You play golf every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Take a ring, play golf.
Nah, you'll be too
Money
busy
for jam.
doing the big dogs washing. You ain't got
fine.
time to be playing
Yeah.
golf.
A cycle, 4-hour cycle.
That's
and you
fine.
win.
Mate,
Draymond,
I'll wear
Clay,
well.
they need their washing done.
Yeah, that's all right. No one remembers me. I got rings, baby. I could sell them for about $4 million.
I'm with you, man. I'm taking the rings as well. You two are taking the superstar status. But
I'm a team man.
no, Xav, we were very keen to get you on, mate. Obviously, you haven't been on too many podcasts, and it feels like your story hasn't been quite out there, but we feel like it's pretty special, mate. So, like we said, we thank you for coming on. But yeah, we just want to ask you a bit about your journey to the NRL, life outside of footy as well. But yeah, it's an interesting story that no one's heard.
Yeah.
So,
Where did it all start for you, bro? Where did you grow up?
So-
Where did you start playing footy, or what were you doing when you were younger?
I was born in Port Moresby, and then family took me down to the Gold Coast. Grew up on the Goldie. I was playing my junior footy at Currumbin Eagles. They're on the Gold Coast. So since under 9s till I was about 17, I played all my footy there at Currumbin Eagles, and I was lucky enough to sort of get picked up by the Brisbane Broncos, their sort of academy system. I had a few mates who I was playing Currumbin Eagles with. So it was actually Tommy Dearden I was playing Currumbin Eagles with. And the Brisbane Broncos scout came to watch a grand final. And then ended up having a relatively good game. We won the grand final. And then after that game, I got offered to go up to the academy, Brisbane Broncos Academy, and then everything sort of kicked off from there. So
how old were you then? Were you
I was 16.
16?
What position were you playing back then?
I was centre.
Oh, nice little big centre.
Yeah, in the centres. So then slowly transitioned into the wing. So
How did you find going into a system at 16? Was it daunting? Was it everything you thought it'd be, or
yeah, definitely was daunting. You know, when I was growing up, to start off with, I was trialing for rep teams and just wasn't getting picked. I remember making under 11 South Coast, but that was off the back of natural talent, and you sort of got picked if like you were quick, sort of thing. And like they popped me on the sting, and I was just getting the ball and just trying to run around people, and that was fun. And then after that, that's sort of when puberty sort of kicked in, and a lot of the boys started shooting up and getting a lot bigger. And I remember I shot up, but I didn't get wider. I was a string bean. So
I think there's a photo of you playing for Currumbin, and you were very skinny.
Bro, yeah,
he was a very skinny
very,
man.
Very skinny. And I used to eat a fair bit. Like it wasn't like I wasn't trying to put on weight or anything. It was just how my body sort of worked. But when I hit that sort of 15, 16 age, that's when sort of my body started to get a little bit bigger, and I was able to handle those bigger people a lot better, like on the field. So yeah, like sort of from that under 11s to under 16s range, I couldn't make a rep team. It was just real difficult, and I was getting pretty down on myself. And I guess that's when I sort of turned to athletics, because that's sort of what I did, or I thought I was going to pursue in the future.
Yeah.
So, I was pretty big on athletics. Like I started training when I was 10 years old, doing sprinting, and I wasn't necessarily a 100-meter runner, but the sprinting helped my long jump and triple jump, because you need the speed for that sort of stuff. So I was doing sprint training from the age of 10 till I hit 16, and when rugby league sort of took off from there, that's when I sort of stopped doing sprinting and sort of tried to focus on rugby league a bit more, and kind of happy in a way that I focused on rugby league, because I felt like it helped me out a fair bit, and I'm lucky to be in the position I am today now.
Who did you follow when you were going through rugby league? Obviously at Gold Coast and Currumbin. Was it Titans or was it Broncos?
No, I was massive on Titans.
Really?
They had a PNG boy growing up on the Gold Coast. We were lucky enough to have David Mead at the Titans. So seeing him, because, when I was growing up on the coast, Mum, she's PNG. She's the PNG side of my family. She used to always put on the Kummels games, the PNG Hunters games. I remember watching the Sunshine Coast Falcons play the PNG Hunters, and the Hunters ended up winning. I was going static, like watching that on the TV.
Jazzy was playing for the Falcons as well, so he would have been blowing up too.
So it was massive to see sort of a PNG man playing in the NRL, and that's probably my role model growing up. I used to idolise them. And then, it was pretty cool journey so far.
He was quick too.
Yeah, good man, Meaty.
He was
Really
very
good
quick.
bloke.
Really good. It helps out all the younger blokes, like those ones that are sort of coming into the system, because as you boys know, it's pretty daunting as a young fella coming into the system. All those people you idolise growing up, all those people you used to watch on TV, and then you're in the same facilities as them. It can get pretty daunting, and to have like an older head there to guide you and help you out along the way, it's really, really helpful. Yeah. So Meaty was... In fact, me going to the Broncos, Meaty ended up finding his way to the Broncos as well, and he sort of helped me out at the Broncos as well. So it was a small world. So a little kid on the Gold Coast watching David Mead play for the Titans, idolising him, to then playing at the Broncos with them. It's it was a pretty cool story to tell.
Funny thing is, I made my first grade debut at the Titans, and he was there. He was there when I was first coming through, and just like X said, he was like always keen to give me a hand, always keen to talk to me. Like when you go into systems like that, sometimes you don't really want to talk to the older guys. Not want to know you, but they sort of don't really associate much with you just because you're young and you're just fresh. You don't really know too many people your first time in first grade. So, but Meaty was actually there was a few others, but Meaty was definitely one that got around me and really helped me through it.
I feel that's a common theme at all the successful clubs, or the ones with really good juniors, is like the older guys really helping me out. Like I remember my first exposure down in Melbourne when Slatsy and all those boys were here, and like they're just shaking your hand. You're like, you don't expect it, but it's a small gesture, but it's something I'll remember forever. And that's
this going on that PNG stuff as well. What's your favourite go-to PNG feed? From one of the fans, Julian Conboy. I'll put it in there. Wants to know what's your favourite PNG feed?
Probably oxen palm and rice.
What is that?
It's like corned beef.
Yeah, wow.
And then you put that with rice, and you can put noodles in with it as well, and you mix it up. So that's probably not too good for you. You could probably bulk up a bit with it, but that was my favourite feed.
Probably give that to Jonah Peasant.
Need some.
What's it like if there's a food you could compare it to that's like a modern food here? Is there something you can compare it to?
Yeah, it's corned beef, but probably like, having like mince and rice or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like a lot more like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's pretty fatty, but it's so good, man.
Do you have it once a week, or do you just only have it every now and then when you go back to PNG? Or
I haven't been back for ages.
Yeah.
But when I was over in PNG, so I did schooling over there like for 3 months when I was 7. So that was probably the last period. I was over there for a long period of time. So I was doing homeschooling over there.
Yeah.
And PNG, the seafood's like unreal over there, but I wasn't a crazy big seafood man, and I'm still sort of not. So the meat's pretty expensive over there, but the tinned oxen palm, that's pretty cheap. So Mum was getting that for me, and I was devouring that like pretty much every single day. So everyone else was having nice seafood and indulging in that. I'm sure everyone here loves their seafood, but I hated it, and I was just eating the oxen palm and rice.
Still skinny.
Yeah.
Did you have much of that in England when you were in the World Cup there for that week?
Nah. Didn't have too much of that. But Juzzy he goes back to PNG a fair bit and he brings it back for me. So store it in the cupboard and get it out whenever. Awesome. Cheap meal.
A bit of beetle nut as well. Never goes down too bad.
Nah, stay away from that. I try to keep my teeth pearly white. I was sort of staying it.
Going back on that, like we said, your journey through the NRL, Xavier, and you got to the Broncos when you were 16. Was there any point in that process where there was one person who made you feel like you're going to make it, or backed you in that you're doing the right thing or taking the right path? And who was it if you did have that moment?
Yeah, Tommy did and was definitely mine.
Yep.
We played, so he was at Mackay and sort of moved to the Gold Coast, and that's when we started playing at Currumbin Eagles together in sort of the 15s, 16s sort of age group. But sort of seeing him debut at 18, like I was playing with him like the year before at Currumbin Eagles, and seeing him playing in the NRL the next year, I was like, man, like it's not that far away. Like if you really put your head down, like Tommy's like one of the people that like I idolise. Like it's pretty weird for me saying it because we're the same age and stuff. But like, man, he put his head down and worked hard, and like he works hard in silence. He's not the kind of person to sort of post this and that or, you know, want to get like attention. He puts his head down and works hard, man. And like to see him do it, I was pretty like starstruck because, you know, when we were 16, he was driving me like he went to PBC, the school on the coast, and I went to Marymount College, and he would come pick me up. We'd go to training, and then he would drive me back down after the training because I didn't have my license and he had his license. And, you know, sort of see him play in the NRL, I was like, man, like it's not that far away. Like if you really put your head down and work towards it, like things can come off pretty quick.
So how long after that did you debut?
So my debut year was 2019.
Yeah.
And I got picked up by Broncos 2017 it would have been. So it was a 2-year turnover period. Yeah. So, and like when I got picked up, I was really raw. Like I wasn't one of the standout people. You know how in each age group they have the standout people, like makes the Queensland teams, make the Australian schoolboys team.
Easy.
I didn't.
Trash.
I didn't make any of that. Like, and like it was pretty like, I don't know, surreal when I made my debut because I thought that's what you had to do to get your debut. You know, I thought you had to get picked in these Queensland teams, like junior reps. Like had to make the Australian schoolboys to get your debut, and like I was like, man, like I was really raw. Like I couldn't catch and pass. Like I was sort of an athlete playing rugby league, like because I did athletics training growing up, so I was doing sprinting and that. Like I was getting the ball running so upright that I was getting bowed over. Like I'd run so upright, like I was running into the line that they would just bend their back, get underneath me, and I was going back like a mile. And like I had to learn how to lower my body height, do everything. Like because as a sprinter, like you start off like out of the blocks and you slowly come up. And I was getting the ball, I slowly come up, and then when I was hitting the line, I was up straight like that, like running like that, and I was just getting devoured like by the defense. But just learning all the little things about it, like I was really raw, but. In that 2-year period, I'm really grateful for the academy that I went to, the Brisbane Broncos Academy. They helped me out so much, and you know, a lot of strength training, trying to put a lot of muscle on me. It helped me out, and it was a pretty surreal feeling seeing Tommy Deard in debut because he was like a good mate of mine growing up, and you know, he's the same age as me, and at 18 debuting, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, you speak like I know you spoke about running up right now. I know see you doing a lot of work at training at even still now you're trying to fix that up, and you seen one of your tries on the weekend. I think it just goes to show you how much you've worked on it. It was outstanding. If we can get that clip up against the Dragons, it was one of the great tries of the year. I reckon you're definitely your best.
On the bus when
that is one of the questions later, so we'll keep that one away. But no, you can see all that hard work you put in, mate. But what obviously your journey through the Broncos, you debuted 2019. And then had a few good years there. Played State of Origin.
Yeah.
And then a little bit happened throughout that, and you come down to the Storm. So do you want to talk us through that little period there? And I know it was tough for you, especially so early in your career. But to see where you've come now, it just goes to show what you are, mate. And as soon as I heard you were coming down to the Storm, I was stoked. I just thought, what are they doing, letting go of Xavier Coates? And you can see what's happening now, and I'm sure they regret it. But yeah, you want to just take us through that and what happened, and I guess how you felt during it, because I guess any young guy going experiencing that, the highs and lows of footy, but doing it so early in your career, it's pretty amazing to where you come now. So
yeah, it was a pretty tough period. I guess we my debut game, we got the win, so I started off well there. But then it sort of took a pretty big turn, and we had a really good coach in Anthony Seibold. I know he copped a fair bit of criticism, but man, he helped me out, like at the Broncos. Like he did a bit of time down at the Storm as well, but with the young fellas there at the Broncos, I reckon if Seibs wasn't there to help us young blokes out, the way that we've turned out now, it wouldn't have happened. Like he put so much time, invested so much time into us and helped us out so much that, you know, we're reaping the rewards now. Like a few of the boys that are still back there at the Broncos, you know, the Herbie Farnworths, you know, you got Brendan Piakura, you got all those young blokes who are starting to come up now, and the Broncos are doing so well. They're reaping the rewards from what Anthony Seibold did. That's what I believe.
Yeah, right.
You know, like as a young fella, like I spoke about, like coming into the NRL system, it's really daunting. Like, and like he was one of the coaches that helped us out so much and sat us in the office, and like when we go out in the field and you're versing the best of the best, like when we were there, like, you know, the ball playing, like everything's so much higher level. Like I was playing under 18s footy. So then when I went to NRL training, like I was getting found out straight away, and he put so much time into helping me understand all the systems, how you defend, because it's pretty complicated. Like I don't know if the viewers know it too much, but there's a lot of time that goes into it, the systems, learning the systems, understanding how the whole team defends together. He put a fair bit of time into us there at the Broncos, but obviously things didn't go away, and we got the wooden spoon, and didn't end up going too well. And then sort of a new coach came in, Kevy Walters, and sort of that year that Kevy came in, I made the tough decision to come down to Melbourne, and I thought it was a really good opportunity for me to learn off one of the best coaches in Craig Bellamy, and we have a really good core group down here at the Melbourne Storm who a fair bit of leaders around the Storm system, and I thought it would be a really good opportunity for me to come down to the Storm and learn from the likes of Craig Bellamy. You got Cam Munster, you got you boys who you know, steer the ship, and I thought it was a great opportunity to come down.
You spoke about Anthony Seibold and how much of an influence he had in your career, which is, I didn't know that actually, so that's pretty cool to hear. But was there one message in particular, or was it more just the system and the time he put into you guys?
I think it was just the time he put in. Like people don't understand, like he was getting into the club around 4:30. Then he would do his training. Then he would message the younger blokes if we wanted to come in earlier and sit down and go through some clips. And we came in and sort of did that. And he also was a big driver of, if you want to get better, you got to go and seek assistance, and you got to do stuff yourself a bit. So he was helping us understand how to cut clips up, go and see the coaches, bring your own clips to the coaches to, you know, sort of drive that and show that you want to get better to the coaches. And he was massive on that. And he was doing that at 4, he was training 4 or 5 in the morning, then getting us boys in, then running the team meetings, running the training sessions. Then the back end of the day, he was doing the same thing, saying, "Oh, if you guys need help with anything, come see me." We'd go see him at the end of the day. He was getting home to his family around 7, 8 o'clock at night, like every single day. Like that's
dedication, man.
That's dedication, and a lot of people don't understand that. He was copping so much criticism for
just where he sat in the ladder.
So yeah, exactly. But you know, it's things don't happen overnight, and it takes a bit of time. But unfortunately, I think the Broncos being such a powerhouse club, they needed to see results in a short period of time. And I guess it's pretty difficult to say, put someone in there and say, "Oh, do this," like in that period of time. So I think he got the whip, and he ended up heading off. But you know, like I love speaking about Seibs because he was the first NRL coach I had, and he had such a big impact on my career.
Just touching on that too, around that time, because I obviously played with you in Origin around that time, and you were our Queensland winger, but then you weren't playing for Broncos.
Yeah.
So like, how did you get your head around that? Because you're playing one of the best games of rugby league in Queensland State Origin, playing on the wing for us, but then you're going back to the Bronx and you weren't getting picked.
Yeah.
So they were telling you that you have a rest from Origin, but you're fine. So how did you cope with all that, and how did you go from, well, I'm playing for my state, but I can't play for my club. So how did you cope with that, and how did you obviously get better with that kind of stuff? Because it would have been tough for you.
Yeah, it was definitely a really difficult period of my footy career. You know, things were pretty smooth flowing from 2019, 2020. Like, obviously weren't getting results, but I was lucky enough to get picked for the Queensland side, which I thought was, pretty crazy feeling to play State of Origin footy at the age of 19. And, you know, 3 years before that, like I was playing at my club footy level. So everything was happening pretty quick. And there went a period in 2021, I think it was, where, I was playing State of Origin, but, I wasn't getting picked for the Broncos. And, sometimes looking back at it, I was looking and blaming other people a fair bit. But, sometimes I think it's good to sort of look at yourself and see, you can't play the victim all the time. So, after a couple of weeks of sort of sooking and thinking it's the end of the world, I think I sort of put my head down and sort of went and asked the coaches, what can I work on to get better, to get myself back in the team? And, they gave me a few things to try and get a bit better at. And I think I was working on that pretty hard the next couple of weeks. And eventually I got my opportunity the back end of the year. But, I got a couple of games, but then it was my time to come down to Melbourne after that. But it was definitely a difficult period, as a 20-year-old, smooth flowing from when I was 18 to then. I was right on the highs of playing NRL footy in State of Origin, and then to not being able to get picked, it just sort of went down, and sort of had to find my feet again and understand why it happened, move on from it, and work a bit harder.
I think it was sort of like a blessing in disguise that sort of happened for you, because I remember when you come to preseason, I think it was 21, end of 21, was that your first year down? You just had that look in your eye, and you were just training that hard, and like it was the first couple of training sessions, but you were like the loudest on the field. And I remember that when I come back to training, I was thinking, like, he's on here. Like you were just ripping right in, and like I said, you're one of the loudest on the field, and that's pretty tough to do when you're a new guy coming to a new club to be, and still being so young. So I think just all that stuff that happened the last couple of years, you playing Origin and not making the thing team, it just sort of put a bit of determination in you, and I think it's paid off for you. And look at you now, mate, back in the Origin and all that, and one of our best players at the moment. So it's a credit to you, brother. But growing up in Queensland, playing for the Bronx, moving to Melbourne, we'll go away from footy for this question. What's it like living in Melbourne? What do you love doing here? And what do you miss about the sunny Queensland?
Yeah, it's definitely different lifestyle down here. I'm used to, wearing boardies and thongs and heading to the beach, and that sort of lifestyle in regards of, sunny Queensland. But Melbourne's a bit different. Coming down here, you get 4 seasons a day. I know people say that all the time, but you actually do. Like, you can't even look at the weather forecast. Like, when we play a game at Amy Park, the first couple of times I was looking at the weather forecast saying, yes, like no rain. Next minute, you go run out in the field and it's pouring down. You're like, far out, what's going on here? But no, I think the thing that I miss about Queensland is sort of just my family, I think. But then again, they're just a flight away, like so close, and more so the beaches, and just sort of, because I was 200 meters from the beach growing up, so I was always at the beach, But the thing I enjoy about Melbourne is that majority of the people that move here from the Storm, they don't really have families with them, and they're sort of by themselves, and we sort of rely on each other a fair bit. So we're always going to grab a coffee, or I wasn't big on coffees before coming down here, and now I reckon I have 3-4 a day. So and it's like not even for the taste of it; it's just because everyone's at the coffee shop. It's a social thing. So I think that aspect that I really enjoy. I felt like back in Brizzy, everyone had their families to sort of go back to, and you sort of only seen each other when you go to training. And I think down here, that's sort of what brings us together a bit more. We're always relying on each other outside of footy, and we love hanging out with each other. And I think that's something I really enjoy about Melbourne lifestyle.
So you obviously moved down here. Who'd you move in with? How's that dynamic working? And obviously you spoke out the Richmond WhatsApp chat. Probably about 25 blokes in there. I reckon we all live in this area. So who do you live with? What's that dynamic there?
I live with Trent Liero and Cole Guyer. Oh, yeah. So actually growing up on the coast, so Cole's old man, Matt Guyer, used to play for the Storm, and when he ended up retiring, they moved to the Gold Coast. And he was playing at Currumbin Eagles. Coley was playing at Currumbin Eagles. And then I went and played at Currumbin Eagles, so that's when we met. So we met in under 9s and played junior footy together, and then ended up moving down to Storm together. So that's cool, man. It's pretty weird feeling. But ended up rooming with Cole, and then Treno played a bit of footy against him. So he was up at the sunny coast, and He's a funny fella to hang around. He gets a bit aggro sometimes, but he's good. He pulls us in the line and is a bit of a clean freak as well. So it's good to have someone like that in your house.
You always need someone like
You
that.
got 3 single blokes in the house.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people asked. I know you are single and you're ready to mingle. Any stories around the boys? Any stories that are going out? Any crazy stories?
You won't believe like the amount of people that asked if you were single when we put that little sticker out. I'm going to say it was over 10 or 15.
Yeah.
Are you single? Are you single? Are you single though?
Are you single?
Are you single?
Yes, I am.
You are single. Are you looking for someone, or are you
I am,
kindly
but
just?
I feel like if you go looking for it, you're not going to find the right person. So I'm just going to sit back and, whatever happens. I think that's why I go for coffee so much. Is hopefully one day I'll walk into the coffee shop and I accidentally bump into my future missus and things kick off from
Just for
there.
the people
Me
that
and you
want to
both,
know you're
brother.
single.
Cheeky monkeys.
What dating
Cheeky
apps are you on so they can try and find you on the dating apps?
No, I'm not on dating apps. I was actually, funny
cafes?
story,
Is
I don't
that
know
cafes?
if we can use this or not, but back at the Broncos, I was actually, there was a fella, Jake Turpin. He was, he used to be down at the Storm and he was talking about, now that you're like sort of in here, like, you need to get on Tinder, you need to just enjoy yourself, like get out there, like you might find the one. And like I was so like frigid, I hardly even spoke to people, and I made my Tinder account, and I reckon I had like 1 or 2 photos, and it had like a button-up pineapple shirt on, and then the next photo was a button-up flamingo shirt from Schoolies, I think it was, and I thought it was the maddest thing ever. Went on Tinder, and anyway, a couple of weeks later. I sort of get a message from one of the higher ups at the Broncos saying, just come through the office and we need to have a chat with you. So I was like, oh yes, like I've been doing well at training, like things are going to kick off from here, like I can't wait. Rocked up into the office, it's the whole like Broncos board all on a long table, and they're like, all right, sit down, mate. Sat down at the end of the table, and they're like, oh mate, like we heard that you've got Tinder. And I was like, do they like that? They have Tinder, or like, is this like, do you want me to tell a story or something? I was like, yeah, got Tinder. And they're like, oh mate, that's not a good look for the Broncos at all. What? Yeah, proper like fed me, like said like, this is for like 40-plus-year-old weirdos who go on there, stalk women, and you're on there, it's a bad look for the Broncos. And I was like, oh man, I got me in my pineapple shirt, flamingo shirt, I'm not going to hurt anyone.
Wait, you must have had Brisbane Broncos in your bio or something. Surely.
Nah.
Full time.
Nah.
How long ago was that?
That was 2019. So when I sort of first started. So that sort of scared me a fair bit. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to delete Tinder. I'm going to delete whatever I had, Hinge or whatever it was. I said, nah, I'm just going to let free flow. If I find someone, I find someone. I'm not going to go looking because I don't want to get in trouble again. So that sort of scared me.
Craig might call you in,
What's your
mate.
go-to pickup line?
Go-to pickup line? Man, I don't think I've talked to a girl since that thing happened. I stay well clear from DMing anyone.
DM line.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Have you got a map because I got lost in your eyes?
Yeah, don't use that.
Oh, it's so good. What's obviously you're living with Coley and Trent, like you said, for the boys in the squad. But is there anyone in the squad? They've had a few people ask this, but is there anyone in the squad that you wouldn't live with? Apart from Munster.
I was going to say money.
Hey, you had the best time ever.
No.
You'd be off the rafters, man.
No, not the best time ever. I was actually going to say Mun, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who it was.
Why then? Why wouldn't you pick Mun?
Well, I actually roomed with them at Newcastle. I was a little bit devastated I had him as a roommate. I usually had Harry Grant, he's nice, he's quiet, sort of not too bad. And then Mun, every time I was having showers, he was unlocking the door trying to get in and scare me.
I remember one of the first games I roomed you as well. Do you remember? It was Para, Magic Round. Mm-hmm. I remember that very clearly. But he was one of my first room. He was all right. You were pretty tame back then, though. Oh, sort of, with me, yeah.
I wouldn't mind X as a roomie, but unfortunately I understand I'm a bit too much energetic for him, and he likes to be mellowed and calm down. But Hughes hasn't said anything bad about me, so it's not.
Yeah, no, you're not too bad. I'm used to you now.
Yeah.
You used to be bad. Well, not used to be bad, but I'm just used to it. So,
do you still watch movies on game day? Is that your
Yeah, I
thing?
still watch movies on game day.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not too bad.
what kind of movies?
Oh, anyway,
What kind of movies?
yeah, we actually asked this question last pod, but I'm interested to hear your answer in it. But if you didn't play rugby league, what would you be doing instead?
When I was up in Queensland, I was actually started doing a Bachelor of Education. So I was trying to be a teacher. And And then, so I was doing that in the academy system when I was in there, and then ended up start to play NRL. And then the schedule sort of changed. And I was in like an athlete program at Griffith doing it. But then I was too scared to talk to the lady and change my scheduling around. So I sort of didn't respond to her or anything like that. And then sort of
ghosted her.
Yeah, sort of stopped doing that. Haven't spoken to her since. But I think I want to get back into doing that. But, I had some really cool teachers, growing up, and they helped me out a fair bit. And it so happened to be that Cole, my roommate and who I grew up with, he was my school teacher as well at Marymount College.
Cole was your teacher?
Yeah. Oh, Matty was my teacher. No, I wouldn't have Cole as my teacher. Cole. He's actually starting to be a teacher as well.
Is he?
So, yeah.
Would you go back to Marymount? Would you go teach back at Marymount?
Would love to go back to Marymount.
Yeah.
It's got a fair bit of sort of people that went through the school, they go back and teach there. So it's a good sort of system around there. But
similar. We said that last time.
Palm Beach.
Palm Beach, same. My school's the same. I don't know at Mun's, but teacher.
Did Mun go to school?
Dropped out,
I got there grade 10.
You got some photos, just roll it on the screen. Nah, G.
I was with the Rocky Brawlers. We were in a little gang.
Now, you're obviously pretty proud of your Papua New Guinean heritage and played a few games, international games for them as well. We all know they're probably the craziest fans ever. I think we've all played over there as well. Obviously a proud man of the culture. I just want to ask you about that. And obviously you said last time you were over there for a long chunk of time was when you were 7.
Yeah.
Do you have plans to go back there? Do you still have family over there? And how much does that support mean to you? I know you see comments all the time on the Storm Instagram posts, and I know they're very passionate. So I'll let you just take it away on that. And
yeah, definitely. I'd love to go back. I got all my mum's side of the family's living in Papua New Guinea, and I went back there for the World Cup. So we did a camp there before we headed off to the UK.
Yep.
And like there was a massive crowd at the airport just swarming. As soon as the boys came off the plane, they were swarming us. Like it was crazy. Like you forget how much they love their footy, like not being in PNG. Like, and sort of walking out, I started to sort of realize that the whole crowd sort of out there was actually my family. Or what people are saying that they're my family. But majority of the crowd, I reckon 3/4 of the crowd was all my family coming up to me, which was crazy, which is, something really special because I hadn't seen them since I was 7. So very vivid memories of being back in PNG. But it's pretty crazy. Like I was born in Port Moresby, but I'm from a province called Gulf Province. And I'm from like the capital there, which is Kerema. So if you see a lot of comments out on Instagram posts calling me 600 or Karu, 600 is the sort of transportation route that you take to get to my village in PNG.
No,
so they'll call me 600 ways, which is that sort of transportation route you get to my place where I'm from in PNG.
Yeah.
And Karu means sort of like when Samoans say like uso or like Tongans say like toko. That sort of Karu is like where I'm from. So I'm like known as Karu.
Yeah,
So
right.
Karu 600, that's where you get your name from.
So that's where I sort of get my name from. So like a lot of people, like PNG people come up and say, 600. So that's like, for the viewers out there, that's what it sort of means. So
right.
it's pretty cool in a way. So that's sort of like the people that are from that village are known as like Karu, or like people call me 600 because of that transportation route you get to my village.
What about Juzzy? Would you know Juzzies or
Simbu?
Simbu.
Yeah,
right. I didn't know that
before. Actually,
I think now it makes sense. I've heard of it.
Simbu.
But
Yeah, I've heard Simbu.
there you go.
But he's from
Juzzy.
a completely different sort of area. So I'm coastlines and like swamp. So like my flag, like that represents us, like our like animal that represents us is a crocodile. Because that area is like all swampy and like coastline waters, and it's just infested with like crocodiles.
His mountains, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like highlands, like all in like the bushland and everything like that. So completely different ends of the spectrum, but it's pretty cool.
It's amazing. I remember going over, like, I played my first year down in Melbourne. I played for the Falcons and we went over to Port Moresby, and it was unbelievable. You have kids who go to the airport, watch you arrive, but then will literally like follow the bus all the way back into the hotel.
Next to you,
and like they'll rock up an hour and 20 minutes later, but they'll be there, and they're the same kids and they know your name, and here I am. I haven't played an NRL game, but they know who I am, and it's just, it's one of those eye-opening experiences that I'm so happy I went to and achieved and experienced. But it's a really hostile place to go if you're not Papua New Guinea. And
but they just love it though. Like it's not like
it's their national
just because
sport,
you're
isn't
the
it?
away team, they're not spraying you or anything. Where you can get that at some other like away games, but they just
Love rugby.
just generally just love it and like love anyone who goes there that plays rugby league. Like you said, they just run next to the bus, ask for legit anything. Like, can we have your shirt? Like,
Socks.
but they actually love it.
Yeah.
Like they actually want to actually have your gear.
And you'll go back in 5 years' time and they'll still be wearing it. That's the thing that gets me. It's like that's not something that they want to sell or want to like. That is genuinely for them and like their love for the game and love for anyone who plays rugby league. That's why I think what you and Juzzy do, especially for the Storm, it's it's amazing work. But
we were lucky enough to have Marcus Bye previously before that too. So we've obviously got a good connection with PNG. So hopefully you can find some more blokes from the Hunters and come over. I don't want to tackle them. I don't want to tackle the trainer, but I'm really happy for them to be in my team.
And they've got a team in the Queensland Cup, so it is a growing, definitely. Well, it's not a growing sport over there because it's a national sport, but I think there's a bit more exposure now, isn't there? And like the likes of you, Juzzy, David Mead, Marcus Bye. There's plenty in the NRL now, and it's like you guys are laying that platform. So
there's plenty of young PNG up and comers as well who live on the Gold Coast, like who I sort of know, like who I've seen sort of growing up, and it's pretty exciting because there wasn't that many like when I was sort of like growing up. It's like oh, you're from PNG, like oh, where's PNG sort of thing, like, and now it's starting to sort of been seen and like PNG people are being sort of heard now. Like it's pretty cool to see it all develop now.
Yeah, I think it's just like players like you. Juzzy, Alex Johnson and all that. I think it just gives those younger guys, especially PNG kids, that, you know, like we can be them. And you guys are so proud of your heritage too, which makes it even better for those young guys saying like, oh, there's from the same place we are, like we can do that. And I think Meaty done that, Marcus Bye as well. So it's, you know, it's cool to see.
In the, like Super League too, like Reece Martin. The hooker from he's a gun too from Lee Leopards. And
he's a weapon.
Even like Lockie Lamb.
And then you got Dan Russell as well. He's PNG, played for Dragons on the weekend. So you got some really good blokes coming through, which is going to be exciting for the next World Cup.
Yeah, for sure. We do have a few quick fire questions.
Yep.
But first of all, I just want to touch on your hobbies away from league. Is there anything you do outside? Or is it just league?
You a gamer?
Yeah.
Are you a gamer?
Yeah, I love. I was more so back when I was in school on the coast. Yeah, I used to love jam and COD, and Fortnite would hit the scene when I was in high school. Everyone was jamming that.
You would have been buying a lot of avatars or a lot of kits.
V-Bucks.
Yeah.
V-Bucks.
Nah, I was too poor for that. I was just trying to grind the game to get more skins. But I used to play heaps of PlayStation back in the day. I was massive on 2K. Yeah. 2K15 was my game. That was my first 2K I got. And I was jamming that hard, and not so much now. Yeah. I try to do other things, get out of the house a little bit, but I still love a little jam here and there. Got roomies. We play Rugby League Live 3. Yeah, we got big tournaments going, and it causes a fair bit of fight. So sometimes we try and stay clear from playing that, but I love sort of playing PlayStation here and there.
Any other hobbies outside of footy and PlayStation?
Yeah, I'm trying to find another hobby. I sort of wait for someone to put something in the group chat, Richmond group chat,
to do something. It's usually always golf, though, isn't it? You're not a golfer, but
not a golfer. He's getting a coffee a hobby because I'm pretty good at that. But
it is social. They go in the social basket, I reckon.
Like if the boys go fishing, I know you like your fishing a fair bit. Sometimes I pop in and do that, or if the boys head down the coast to go surfing, I'll jump in with them.
Just jumping on what the boys are doing.
Sheep.
I feel like you're just a good vibe. Good vibe to have around.
Social butterfly. To be around.
Yeah.
What did you do for your first paycheck when you got your first NRL? Were you on matches back then?
Yeah.
Or was it this?
When did your first contract come, and what did you do with that first?
So I got signed in 2019. So I was in the under 20 system, but I was doing a session here and there, to help out the Broncos main squad, to sort of jump in if they needed a number, sort of slotting on the wing or whatever. And then James Roberts ended up deciding to go down to South Sydney. And then a spot sort of opened up for me, or not really for me, but an opportunity to sign someone.
Yep.
And Seibs ended up coming to me and saying if I wanted to join the top squad, because I did majority of the preseason with the boys just jumping in. Yeah. And then ended up signing with the NRL squad. So went away with them my first week to Newcastle, and I was 18th man. when the boys played Newcastle, and then the following week I made my debut. So within 2 weeks of joining the squad, it was that June 30 or cut-off date, that sort of period. Just before that, they signed me, and then within. I bought. What did I buy? I think I bought a car.
Oh,
I think that might have been
how
my
much were you getting a month?
No, I was saving up. Staying at home, saving up.
Table, that's what you love, Seibs,
Thanks, Seibs. No,
What car was it?
no, it was a Hyundai
Mercedes?
i30, i40.
New or second hand?
Nah, second hand.
Yeah, okay.
It was, it wasn't the flashiest of cars. I still have it. When I go back to the coast, if anyone's on the Goldie and you see me drive around a Hyundai i40.
Actually, you picked me up in that car.
Yeah.
You picked me up. Yeah, you have.
Yeah, so that was my first purchase.
Yeah.
We've got our
Nice.
quick
It's not
fires
bad.
here. There's a couple here, but the first one, and you know what? We're going to get all of us to answer this.
All right.
All right, so we'll start with Xavier and then we'll work Munster, Hughesy, myself. Do you scrunch or fold the toilet paper?
Fold.
Scrunch.
Scrunch.
Fold.
Why do you use both fold?
Because when you break it off and then you fold it and then do it.
It's just clean.
Well, are you front or back?
Front on my ball bag.
No. Yeah, see? You go through it and then leave it there. No, I'm back.
Nah. Do you go front?
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you
you're a
front as
weirdo.
well?
Yeah, I'm front.
So you scrunch,
Yeah.
you're both scrunching in front.
Yeah.
Two ball bags.
What's wrong with
What's wrong with that?
That's tink.
You lift it.
Oh, you'll cheat up, surely.
What do you
I did not expect
you
that.
fold like a little girl.
Yeah, well, I don't.
So you break off
why's
like,
the
I
fold?
usually
don't
break
get
off
the
like
fold.
3 or 4 pieces and then fold it on top of each other and then wipe
Front to back.
at the back.
Yeah.
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 Do you go back and front and forward like a couple
No,
times?
just one.
Oh,
Doesn't
God.
it go up your back?
Yeah.
Oh, all the way up. Back in the toilet bowl.
Oh, God. Oh, I can't believe that threw me off.
Quick firing questions.
How often do you watch your own highlights?
Oh, I watch the game back straight away after we play. So pretty much straight away.
So on the bus, do you ever go on to watch your highlights?
I've had a good
like
game. I'm gonna
highlights.
watch my highlights.
Oh, highlights.
Yeah.
Like just
If I'm gonna
just
be
your
honest,
try.
I'll go back and watch to sort of see like what the scenario was and like if I did score the try, like how it sort of unfolded because it's a bit blurry sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Nice and humble, man. I know you do actually. So
Watch a couple of times. If they tag me in something, I'll watch it maybe once or twice and then that's it.
yeah, fair enough. Hughesy?
Yeah, no, I don't. I actually don't watch it. No, I used to, but I watch the game when I get back to the hotel or back home because I can't sleep. Watch the game, but I don't really watch. I might rewind something good I done by watching the whole game, but nah, not the highlights.
I do.
Yeah, I know you do. Yeah,
I watch my own highlights.
you make them. You cut them.
You make
Nah, some guys actually make some really cool edits, and I'm like, that's actually good. And just like, obviously, I haven't played for a while, so I like to just
Yeah,
watch
the
to get
edits
back
are
in that zone. But yeah, I'm not ashamed to say that.
Yeah, no,
I'll
There's a
watch 'em.
few boys on. I'm not going to name them, but they're on my edge. That whenever I walk back into the dressing room,
After the game.
yeah, they're on their phone
Already on it?
straight away.
I reckon I know the two. he set your try up on the weekend, and he scored 3 or 4 on the weekend.
I'm not saying any names.
I
but
can say their names either.
No names.
Can we get a brick in the chat?
All right. Next one. What? Oh, we've already done that one, but only Zave's answer it. What did you buy with your first ever paycheck?
Oh, I think I brought a new set of clothes. I was living with a guy called Jahrome Hughes, and he loved to dress up really nice.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to industry. He knew someone in industry. And I went and bought some nice brown shoes and some nice button-up stuff because I was always just like yardie clothes, really.
Yeah. It would have been like a PlayStation or something, I reckon. A PlayStation game, maybe. I can't really remember. But yeah, it would have been one of those.
Yeah. Right. I think I bought shares.
Shit.
I think I bought shares. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a smart.
I don't know if they're any good or not.
Smart man.
I think I did, but I don't know if they're any good.
Was
I
that when
bought
the insects
shares,
was
yeah.
brought up?
Yeah, a few insects actually, a few stick insects in there. All right, if you could draft any player outside of the Storm, who would it be?
Oh, man. That's start over there.
Yeah.
I need to. Gosh.
That one, was it from Blessed Jaravani, I think?
That's tough.
Yeah, if you could draft any player outside the Storm, who would it be? Don't need a why, just a player.
Oh, I'll go Papenhuyzen.
Okay. Just re-sign with the Broncos.
Ruben Cotter.
Ooh, I don't mind. I've played with Ruben. He's a gun.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
like
freak.
that. It's like what he's about.
That's a good one.
Oh, this is hard, man. I'm going to start thinking.
Man, that is hard.
Oh,
There's a few players that I would go, but I'm not going to go them because they'll probably take my spot. So I'm not doing that.
No,
I'll probably go Payne as well, actually. I'll go Payne or Fish. James Fisher-Harris.
Oh, that's a good one.
One
Yeah,
of those
both
two.
good.
yeah, that's.
Both beasts.
You know what? I'm gonna go Paddy Carrigan.
I was thinking about him,
Yeah,
and then I went Rubes.
yeah. I'm gonna take Paddy Carrigan. Just seems like a
Nice.
good fella.
Yeah, all forwards too.
All
No,
forwards.
select 12 forwards.
Sad then Hibachi.
Well, I mean, if
Sad to skip.
if Nelson wasn't at Storm, I'd say Nelson. So
true.
we've already got a lot of good forwards.
Yeah.
But what would boast us? That'd be huge. Would you rather buy your dream car or drive a normal car and never pay for fuel again?
Probably drive normal car and never
No
pay
fuel?
for fuel
Yeah.
again.
I'm the same.
I would go my dream car. I've always like have goals, and if I can reach those goals, I'd be a happy man.
You got enough cash for fuel
Yeah.
anyway, so.
Nah, G-Wagon, baby. Just go.
G-Wagon. Is that your dream car?
Yeah.
G-Wagon?
Is it?
Yeah, dream. Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
right. Interesting.
They are nice, though.
Good
They
luck
would
getting
guzzle, though, surely.
Oh.
Yeah,
it. That and the Ram. The
They
Ram
would-
would be guzzling.
Guzzle.
yeah. Dream car or
Nah, I'll
Never
go
pay fuel.
no fuel because
Yeah.
fuel's so expensive. It's only going to get more expensive.
Yeah.
Save so much money.
me too. I'm happy to drive around a little humble car. All right, last one.
Nah.
The last one is if the NRL did a 100-meter sprint, who comes 1, 2, 3? Who gets gold, silver, bronze?
From the Storm.
No, any NRL.
Anyone.
NRL did
Jesus.
a 100-meter sprint.
I reckon. Well, I know for a fact that two of the people in the NRLs, so Kohler, the
Yeah.
Manly,
Yeah.
he ran a 10.5 something, and that's electronic time. So that's not just stopwatch or
Yeah.
That's
and
legit.
that's
time.
legit. Like as soon as the gun goes off, the timer starts.
Yeah.
So it's he ran that. So he would be in there.
Yeah.
Xavier Savage would be in there. He ran similar time on track as well, which people don't know very well. I think people underestimate electronic timing.
Yeah, right.
Like it is very, very like
point.
tough to get a good time electronically. Like hand time, people can say this and that about
Yeah.
like everyone's got their own hand times.
Yeah.
Like, but like electronically, that's a like benchmark. Like that's where you
Right.
see like where people how quick they are. So those two definitely would be.
Kohler first.
Savage.
Savage.
I don't. That's where I don't know.
Oh, you don't know yet?
I reckon I'd put. It would be those two, and then I reckon I might throw Saab in there.
Okay. Yeah. Sub for gold medal.
Well, I don't know what his like track time is, but like those boys that ran those times, they were in like high school. So like obviously they put on a lot of muscle now.
Yeah, it
like
might be
they're probably
slower.
slowed down a little bit just because of like how much weight they've put on.
Yeah.
But if it's so tough.
That's a tough one.
That's so
Yeah.
tough. I might bite the bullet and just back those two. So I'll go Kohler first.
Yeah. Gold medal. Yeah.
Yeah. Savage second, and then I'll say Saab third.
Wow.
Just because I
That's
know that
not-
I don't know Saab's electronic
Yeah.
time on the track.
Yeah.
I
So,
like the depth in that. It was
but he's,
yeah,
he's definitely very, very
I'm gonna
quick
have to
Saab, but I
copy
just
that.
don't know his electronic time. So those two I know for a fact that they've run really, really good times on track.
Yeah. Right.
Damn.
I'm trying to think who else. Who else can we throw in that contest? So you obviously got Fox yourself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There's
Jojo Fafita is
Yeah,
another
yeah,
one
yeah.
that
Can't Pereira,
Yeah.
the Can't Pereira from Gold Coast on the left wing.
He's quick as
He's
well.
quick as well.
that Jojo
Jojo
Fafita's
Fafita's-
run.
yeah, he's quicker, isn't
he
he?
was a sprinter. So
really.
before he went to Titans, like he was running track as well and playing like Union on the side. So he was actually a sprinter and ran like a
Proper
really good time
sprinter.
as well. But it's pretty tough.
I think I'd have that Cooler and Saab in my two.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced on Savage though. I'm trying to think of someone else. I'm probably putting
Man, you got Hammer in there as well.
Hammer. I'm going to put Hammer in.
Ooh,
Hammer's my bronze
Forgot
medal.
about him as well.
I'm going to go.
There's too many
I'm going to
quick
go
ones. Holy
Saab
shit.
gold. I'm going to go Cooler silver, and I'm going to say. What did I just say?
What?
Who did I say?
Saab,
before?
Cooler, and Hammer.
Hammer. That's my three. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got Hammer. You've got Xavier. You've got Addo. Like they're probably the 8 that are making the field.
yeah. Shit.
Who else?
I think you got to go Saab.
There's heaps.
Didn't what's the sprinter coach's name?
Fabry.
Yeah.
Roger Fabry.
Yeah. Didn't he say if anyone was it Saab that he said? If
Yeah, I
anyone can
think
come
so.
down and beat Saab, he'll give them like 10K or something.
Yeah.
So I got to go Saab first.
Right. So he's backing him in.
And then Cooler.
Sub one.
He's cool as quick as. Just watching him on the footy field and knowing his time, he's so fast. I go them two, and then I'm gonna put my man X in there.
Yeah.
Although you're a bit buff, you're a bit too buff now. I don't know if I want to put you in there. You're too muscly.
X fresh out of high school.
But yeah, I'll put the Storm. Afro X.
Afro X.
Skinny ass with the Pomeroy skins on.
I actually did.
Top three of my first, mate. I can't get past him in the Fox.
Yeah, he's too jacked now too.
I know he's jacked, but when he was light and played for us in 17, 18, no one could catch him fastest. And I still think he's still one of the fastest, if not the fastest. And then I'll go Hammer, Saab, and then X. I got my
Top four. First four.
Best four.
Let's go on the first
What
four.
about Welchie? Where would you put Welchie in the top?
Would you put him in the
I reckon he's the slowest in our club.
if there was a slowest 100-meter race, he's probably making the 8.
I reckon Kingy's got him.
No,
Kingy's
King,
fast.
King looks
he's
quick.
got him. He's been doing heaps of speed work. Josh King.
Yeah.
So shout out to Josh King.
Yeah.
But yeah, Josh it wouldn't be the slowest at the club.
Who would be the slowest at the club?
Oh, I'll be up there.
It happened. Nah. Well, you Welch,
I'll beat him.
Welch.
Welchie. Who else?
I mean, like, NASA's pretty quick.
NASA's
How long's
quick,
a race?
bro. NASA's
How long's a
quick.
race?
Buller's quick.
Buller's quick, yeah.
Oh, mate, I reckon some of them forwards might end up doing me.
Actually, in a Hyundai, they might. I'll be slowing down after 30, I reckon.
I'm just trying to think who the slowest.
It probably is Welchie, in all seriousness.
Over 100?
Yeah. Welchie or Kingy, I'd say. Love them both, but...
Yeah.
Trenny, you reckon in there?
Nah,
Trenny's
Trenny's
quick.
actually pretty quick.
Is he?
Trenny's
strides.
quick.
Yeah.
Because him and Coley go at it a fair bit, and like Coley's
They're
quick.
pretty.
Coley's got a cruising speed.
Yeah,
he just
he does,
goes.
eh?
He doesn't look fast, but he just
Nah.
hits that speed and
Let's go
stays there.
slowest back then.
So I was back.
I don't think I'm up there.
Slowest back.
Neil Pez.
Oh, Pez.
Pez is pretty slow, eh?
Is he slow?
Oh no, he actually that try he scored against Titans.
His debut.
His debut,
yeah.
he actually ran really
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
So I reckon Money might have you.
Juzzy's quick. Zave's quick. Remo's pretty quick. Maz is pretty quick.
I got Maz.
Bricks quick.
Brick's quick.
You got Maz.
Yeah, Maz is slow.
Who wins out of you two then?
Usually wins. It depends.
I don't know. Hyundai, I'm not. I don't think I can go a Hyundai, eh?
What do you mean? Anzac Day a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but I was
Offloaded to
dying
you,
in the
right?
ass, bro. I was looking for you. I was looking to give it back to you.
The 2 efforts, and then after that, I'm dog shit.
Cooked. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, maybe let's have a race next pre-season.
Next Mad Monday.
The Storm. Yeah, let's do it. Mad Monday. Storm 100-meter race. We'll record it. We'll put on Ausmerican Aces.
Is GA pretty slow?
He's all right.
He's all right?
Nah,
Yeah, he's all right.
he looks slow, but I think he's
Yeah,
actually quick.
guides.
Yeah.
That's like Means. Means looks slow, but he's actually quick.
He glides.
quick.
He
Yeah.
glides. We do have a little finishing tradition on the podcast as well.
Okay.
We all open a pack of the NRL cards and we chase an auto. So we've got the packs here, which we will get into.
6 packs and there's been no auto, so it's
6
on
packs,
way.
no autos.
Is
So
there
we'll
like a
give you
guaranteed auto in here?
I'm pretty
in
sure.
the box.
In the box, yeah.
In the box there is. So we've got our packs here.
I always get the dud.
Is there a certain way to open this?
Like, just
ask
don't
you
ask Mum.
Footy cards as a kid? Nah. Ever into it?
No,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
those Pokemon cards.
Pokemon cards.
You
We'll open them the
got any
same.
Charizard's first edition over there?
Yeah.
He
Me,
would've.
you. So we
Chuck
just
them
go
away.
around, chase the auto. When we're holding up to the camera, we're just holding it like the side, so you sort of like profile like this. All right. So we're going to start us off. We'll go through the base
Yeah, go next
cards.
first.
I can't even open this.
I've already opened it. So
I'm rattled. I can't even open this.
David Fafita. I can't see. Oh,
No!
Goatsy!
Yes! Get in the
Does that
side.
count? I'll sign
Yes,
it.
yes, sign it.
Sign it. There we
On
go.
card. I want it.
There we go. Xavier Coates.
1 of 1.
We've talked him into existence. We've got a Matt Burton Clutch Kings, which is a pretty cool card.
That's
He's
nice.
a weapon.
No, mine.
Not numbered, but we've got a Tomoko Pearl, Matt Moylan, Adam Reynolds, and David Nofaluma. So there you go, Zave. I'm going to get.
I'll go
I
now.
actually got you a little gift for after this, but we'll just keep going here.
Jack Bird. Joey Marnux.
Oh,
It's got the headgear on it. It looks like it's falling off. Scotty Stinkwater. Stink ass.
He does have a stink ass.
Yes, he does. Jasmine Strange. Moldy All-Stars. Celebrated a try. Yep. Dolphins checklist. Sean Johnson, Jake Abarello, and Regan Campbell-Gillard.
Reggie. All right,
No
Mark.
goods there. No
I'll
goods.
go next.
I'll be holding the lead
Jamal
so far.
Fogarty, Canberra Raiders. Alex Johnson, South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Hold on the side, man. Make sure that people can see his head. There we go.
Sorry. Oh, Simbu Olam, Melbourne Storm.
It's the Papua New Guinea break this
Oh,
one.
look at this, isn't it? What?
Let's go.
He's got PH4.13 on it. That's obviously a bit religious, isn't it? Psalms.
Psalms. Yeah, he always puts that on. Always writes that.
I've got a World Cup champions. Loz Brown from the Gold Coast Titans.
Nice.
25 of 36 numbered. Beautiful. No, I wish. Oh, here we go. That little pearl of
That's the one.
CO Sifa. Talakai.
Sifa Talakai.
He's a gun too. Big boy. Api Coruscant.
Nice kick
West
on the weekend.
Tigers.
Did you see that?
Shit, to win it, eh?
The winner does it. And then just hit the crossbar
Crossbar went over. Unbelievable.
Dominic Young. Oh, actually, I forgot about Dominic Young. He's quick too. The Knights.
Yeah, he's quick.
He is quick. We've slept on him.
It'd be like to pick the 8 that make the final would be tough.
We slept on him. We sorry, boys. We slept on him.
8 or 10?
And then the
8.
Prince, Nathan Cleary.
All right, not a bad pack, but I'd say
Yo.
Hey, World Cup. What did
Hughesy
you
leading. I had a Clutch Kings Burton. Nah, I'm leading.
Nah, I'm not leading.
Buggies all.
So what do I do?
Just hold them like this, and then you sort of just like look at it, and then you can just move. Look at it.
We've had 2 PNG cards. I'm having a feeling there's a card in there, autograph.
I've got Damien Cook of the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Oof. Cookie Monster.
He's got something.
Does he?
I got Sammy Walker,
Oh yeah,
Sydney Roosters.
I think he might be back
He's
this
back
week.
playing, yeah. I've seen
Yeah,
that.
they knew.
Partial ACL. That's like that'd be scary, wouldn't it?
Oh.
I have Josh Schuster, Manly Seagulls.
What's this?
I've got new recruit, Zane Musgrove.
Oh yeah.
Muzzy.
He was
Did he
good.
play on the weekend?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
good too. He was hard to handle.
Where's he
I
from?
have got
South Sydney.
I think we got
Another Burton.
another Matt Burton card.
Stop it.
Burton.
Bulldogs. Ooh, nice little Dylan Edwards, Penrith Panthers.
Oh, God, mate, it's always something.
There's got to be something.
There's not.
Nah. Adam Fanua Blake.
He's been playing some real good
Warriors.
footy too.
Yeah, he's been killing it, eh?
Hard to handle.
And the last one, Daniel Saifidi.
There we go.
Nice.
See,
That was another-
there must be some fire in this box. I'm telling you.
Dreadful.
How many cards?
There's gotta be some goodies.
We have to be count
Oh,
the
no, we
packs.
still got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 left.
10 left.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
got to be an
yeah.
auto in that. So the auto chase hasn't been hit, but next week I'm gonna call it next week. We're gonna get one.
Yeah. We just keep going until we don't.
But no, I actually prepared a little gift earlier for Xavier for coming on, and we do appreciate it, mate. I think your story is pretty inspirational, and I know a lot of people back in PNG will be pretty stoked to hear your story, and not only PNG but the NRL. So just wanted to thank you for coming in. But I actually prepared this for you a little bit earlier, but we actually got a card. Here's your own little memento, little Xavier Coates, little framed up card, mate. Whether you want to
Yes.
sign that or whatnot, but.
Perfect.
Just want to thank you for coming on, and appreciate you sharing your story. It's a pretty crazy journey, and you're still so young now. So hopefully all the best for the future, and you're welcome on here anytime. So thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having
Well
me.
done, lads.
Thank you.
so much for your time, mate. Really appreciate it.
And,
Hopefully the DMs fill up for you, brother.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
What do you where'd you go to? Your place you like to have dinner, just so they can somehow find you.
You know what? I've actually been caught.
Have you been caught? Yes.
Yes. Fratellino's and Richmond. Christian Welch. So I don't know why I do it to myself, because I don't know anywhere to go for dinner besides in Richmond. And I got told by the boys, like, Fratellino's is a nice restaurant, so I go there a fair bit.
No.
Ended up taking a date. I hardly go on any dates, so I wanted to give it a go. I decided to go on a date to Fratellino's. I booked a table for 2. And man, like Fradolino stuffed me around so bad. They put me right at the window where the menu is. So anyone that walks past
And looks at the
to look at the menu, if they want to go in and eat or not, they'll see me below looking at them like that. And it so happened to be that Christian Welch popped up, ended up seeing me, come in, introduced himself, parked himself on the outside table and was just filming me the whole night.
I remember him coming back in with a few photos actually. Popped up on Storm.
So because of Christian Welch, I don't date anymore. So thanks, Christian.
We'll have to. Yeah, he's refused this podcast, so we're gonna have to get him in here sometime
Everyone
soon.
thinks he's a
he'll
nice
be
bloke,
keen.
but he's just showing his true colours at the moment, isn't he?
But,
He's just got to come out and defend himself.
He's done the night segment, obviously talking about how bad they were. They won 7 in a row. He's obviously videoed you now, invading your privacy, so he might get in trouble by the cops. And he's obviously losing money to us, so he's not doing well.
There you go, guys. Don't date at Fradolino's if you know everyone in Richmond, because it's a hot spot. But if anyone does know any date spots for Xav, please put them in the comments. We'd love to know.
Please.
Help a brother out. So
Is there any dates out there that are willing to go on a date with me? Please just send your requests through my DMs. I'll respond to any of them.
all right, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back next week for another ep.
Thanks,
Really
guys.
appreciate it. Good
Thank
stuff,
you,
James.
guys.
Thanks to everyone that has tuned into the Clubhouse podcast. Please make sure you have hit the subscribe button on all our channels and also following us on social media at Ausmerican Aces so that you don't miss out on any announcements.
Catch you at the Clubhouse.